This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. This is from AM New York. I'm going to attempt to show the paper itself. It's a free commuter paper in New York City. And that's a picture of Anthony Weiner. And the headline reads, Weiner gets 21 months. Both free commuter papers had this as their cover story. The other one's the Metro. So the Metro and AM New York both had September 26 cover pages dedicated to the sentencing of Anthony Weiner. Prison for Weiner. So he was attempting to get probation, and he was sentenced to 21 months. That's the only visual I have for this. So with that, it's a really complicated story. It went on for months, and I chose this because I thought it was a remarkable. This, by the way, this is the text right here. One column, a couple parts here, and a third column. That's the entire story. So I thought it was a good summary of a epic story of a man's fall from status and respect to convict. I'm gonna turn the video off. Ciao. Weiner gets 21 months. AM New York, September 26, 2017. Disgraced ex-pol sentenced to prison, federal prison, for his role in sexting with an underage girl. The stricken Anthony Weiner erupted in sobs Monday as a federal judge in Manhattan rejected the former Democrat congressman's bid for leniency and sentenced him to 21 months in prison for sexting with a 15-year-old girl. 15-year-old North Carolina girl, asking her to undress for him online. Weiner choked up as he asked to remain free to pursue treatment, then bowed his head and began weeping after the U.S. District Judge Denise Cote, that's C-O-T-E, could be Cote, said the sexting addiction that twice destroyed his political ambitions made him hard to trust, and jail was needed to deter others. The difficulty here is that there is a very strong compulsion, said Cote. A former Catholic girls' school teacher, so strong that despite the destruction of his career, on 2 occasions, he continued the activity. He has made great strides, but will remain a challenge for years to come. Weiner, 53, whose marriage to top Hillary Clinton aide Huma Abedin had once put him near the apex of political power and celebrity, left Congress in 2011 and then torpedoed his New York City mayoral campaign in 2013 with earlier sexting scandals involving adult women. He pleaded guilty in May to transmitting obscene material to a minor during Skype and Snapchat sessions with the high schooler last year and told Cote he had been a very sick man for a very long time, but treatment was working. I'm not asking that you trust me and that my recovery is real, Weiner said, pleading to stay with his son, Jordan, 5. I ask you for the opportunity to prove that it is real. I ask for the opportunity on probation to give leading my smaller, healthier life each day, to keep getting better, and to be of service. but Coate said she had to send a message that would deter more dangerous predators from trolling the internet in search of child targets. Because of the defendant's notoriety, there is intense interest in this preoccupation in his plea and his sentence. And so there is the opportunity to make a statement that could protect other minors, she said. It is sad, seen after the judge left, a stunned Weiner sat with his head down, weeping for several minutes. As the court was cleared, Abedin, who is in divorce proceeding, was not present. When Weiner left with lawyer Arlo Devlin Brown, they didn't talk and hustled into a waiting car. Later, Devlin Brown said Weiner was disappointed and criticized Coates' deterrence rationale. We certainly hope the public service message is received, but it has resulted in a punishment more severe than has been given to unusual facts and circumstances of this case, he said. At the time of his exchanges with a high school girl in early 2016, Weiner was also engaged in texting exchanges with 19 adult women. Lawyers said he asked the girl to touch herself while naked and described what he would do to her if she were 18, according to court papers. When those exchanges came to light last fall, the investigation led to the discovery of new emails from Clinton, reopening the FBI probe of her handling of classified material, the Secretary of State that damaged her campaign in the final stages of a presidential race. Weiner faced up to 10 years in prison, but prosecutors had agreed as part of a plea bargain to limit their request to 21 to 27 months. Both sides agreed Weiner is not a pedophile, though the government said he admitted attraction to teen-themed porn. Devlin Brown argued that the case was unusual because Weiner made no effort to meet the teen, and she had initiated the texting in hopes of making money off the scandal. But Coate, who kept sealed letters from the girl and her father, dismissed questions about her behavior. I don't think that the complexity of the victim's motives or the fact that she initiated contact are relevant, the judge said. Weiner has to surrender no later than November 6th to begin serving his sentence and will be on probation for 3 years after release with intense monitoring of computer and social media use. He was also fined $10,000 and will have to register as a sex offender. He will be eligible for release after about 18 months, and Devlin Brown said Weiner hopes to go to a Pennsylvania prison camp instead of the high-security federal prison in Brooklyn. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American, living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google, find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, a restful night's sleep. Ciao.